on Srivas Thakur. I know that I'm not eligible to talk, and just because of Mataji's order, I've accepted this to speak, and for my own purification and for the service towards the devotees, I'm going to do an attempt. So, so Mataji, I might go to stop video. Okay. Yeah. So let us start with the prayer. Yeah. ॐ अज्ञानस्मृतस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Mataji, if I go a bit fast, you please let me know so that I should slow down. And this is first time I'm talking, so it might not be like devotees will not be able to understand. So please do let me know if I'm going too fast. So I
Yes.
should slow down. Okay, okay,
You can
thank
go
you.
up to 5 o'clock.
Okay, okay, Mataji, sure, okay. So as you all know that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have incarnated in this Kali Yuga for the deliverance of the fallen soul of Kali Yuga. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu incarnated and to help in his pastime. So he came with four associates: Nityanand Prabhu, Advaita Prabhu, Srivas Thakur, and Gadadhar Pandit. So with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and these four associates, they comprise the Panchatattva. So in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he offers his respect to all these personalities, and he offer them the respect by chanting this particular prayer. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Savrupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. So in this particular prayer, so the Bhakta Rupa refers to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna in the form of a devotee, and Savrupakam refers to Lord Nityanand Prabhu, who is an expansion of a devotee. Bhaktavataram refers to Lord Advaita Acharya, who is the avatar of a devotee. And Bhakta here refers to Srivas Thakur, who is a devotee. And Bhakta Shaktikam refer to Gadadhar Pandit, who is the energy of the Supreme Lord Srimati Radharani. So let us start with the birth and the family life of Srivas Thakur. So Srivas Thakur was born in a place named Shailat, and he had four brothers. So out of those four brothers, three brothers were very much prominent, and they were very Krishna conscious. So their name was Shripati, Srinidhi, and Sri Ram. So in Ganodesh Deepika, it is described that Srivas Pandit is an incarnation of Narad Muni, and his younger brother, Sri Rama Pandit, is the incarnation of Parvat Muni, who is a great and good friend of Narad Muni. Srivas Pandit's wife name was Malini, and she is also an incarnation of Ambika, who was the nurse in the Krishna Leela. So, later, initially they were staying in Shailet. Then later they moved to Navadip, Mayapur, and then while staying there, they used to go to the house of Advaita Acharya to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam and to do the Nama Sankirtan and do many other devotional activities. So, but later again, Srivas Thakur have left this Navadip and they have gone to the Kumara hut, because this happened after when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took the sannyasa, and out of the great feeling of separation, they shifted from Navadip to Kumara hut. Now, because Srivas Thakur and his wife Malini Devi, they were very good friend of Sachi Mata and Jagannath Mishra, And it is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita is that because of the loud and pitiful cry of Advaita Acharya and Srivas Thakur, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna has incarnated as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Srivas Thakur and Malli Devi was showering so much of parental affection toward Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that it happens that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted both Srivas Thakur and Malli Devi as his second father and mother. So this is the just a small background about his family life. So I'm going to narrate some of the prominent pastime of Srivas Thakur, and from there we might learn some lessons which we can apply in our own life. So I'll start with the, because initially when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born, and in his young age, he was known as Nimai Pandit, and he was very scholar. And because of that scholarship, he manifested some of the arrogant behavior. And because of looking at that, one day Srivas Thakur told him, why do people study? The purpose of the study that we should know what is devotion to Sri Krishna. And if your scholarship does not gain devotion to Sri Krishna, then how this learning going to help him? Then he said, because toward the end, if this learning is not leading you to develop the devotion towards Sri Krishna, then it just is simply a waste of time. Then he started telling to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that if you have learned something, then you should begin with worshipping Sri Krishna, and that's the purpose of your life. Hearing this particular words from Srivas Thakur, then Nimai Pandit started laughing, and then he replies. He said, okay, what you're saying is correct, but it maybe one day by your mercy, I might attain the devotion towards Sri Krishna. And then what we know that shortly after that, because of Jagannath Mishra's passing away, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to go, he had to go to Gaya for all the last the rituals, and there he met Sri Ishwarapuri, and from him he got the initiation, and that was the beginning of Srivas Thakur of Krishna consciousness. So with this particular pastime, we can understand that Lord himself is showing that you cannot approach Lord Shri Krishna directly. It's only because of the mercy and the blessing of the great Acharya that we will be able to attract the mercy and the devotion towards Sri Krishna. So so this is one thing what we can learn from this particular thing, that even like we might do our own endeavor, but toward the end, what matter is the mercy of the devotees and the mercy of Lord Shri Krishna, that we will be able to start with our spiritual lives and progress in our spiritual life. And then with this particular, after this, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has started with his devotional life, and then he started doing Nam Sankirtan. So the first place where the Srivas Angan, which was the place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to do his Kirtan, and this is the first place where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has started with the first Nagar Sankirtan. So there, it is mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita that Srivas Angan is no different from Rasasthali of Vrindavan. So once what happened that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing Kirtan in the house of Srivas Thakur, that day Srivas Thakur's son was having fever, and because of that fever he had a sudden, his son left his body, and then the Srivas Thakur's wife and the other ladies in the house, they started crying, and hearing the cry of the ladies, then Srivas Thakur suddenly went inside the house, and then he found that his son is already died. And looking at that, then he started consoling all his wife and the ladies that you should not cry, because when even that person who is a more sinful, when he just hear the name of Sri Krishna and glorify Sri Krishna, that person is already liberated. So what fortunate situation of our son. He is passed away in such a situation where Lord Chaitanya himself is there in our house, who is chanting the glories of the Lord's name, and with his presence itself, you can understand that our son is already liberated, and he have already returned to the Vaikuntha Loka. So then he said, just stop crying, and if you are not able to stop crying, then at least just cry within your heart, because your cry should not disturb Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's kirtan and his dance. So then he said, if your cry will affect the dance and the mood of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then I myself should drown my into Ganges. Just speaking all those words, Srivas Thakur left from that place, and he again went inside the kirtan and he started dancing with, showing that there is nothing has happened in the house. And that kirtan, that day, particular day, it went throughout the day, in the throughout night. And after some time, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like in the morning, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got to know about this particular incident, he started feeling so much ecstasy and have so much of tear in his eye, that how can I leave such a wonderful devotee? For him, the only life and soul is myself, who can just, for him, his own personal sorrows and calamities does not matter. It's only thing matter in his life is just my pleasure. So hearing this thing, then he asked the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Srivas Thakur, if you want, I can bring your son back to life. Then Srivas Thakur said, no, I don't want. And just to reciprocate with the unconditional love of Srivas Thakur, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu proclaimed that I and Nityanand Prabhu will be your eternal sons. So with this particular incident, we can understand that for Srivas Thakur, the only thing is that how can I please Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? And that was the only thing in his life. So for a devotee, the only thing is that how Lord's pleasure is the only pleasure in his life, and even his calamity does not matter. So in this particular incident, we can see more also that we might have sons and daughters, or everybody will be like futile. They will be there in this life, in the next life we will have another people. But in this particular incident, you can see that Srivas Thakur got the son who are eternally there. So this is the lesson that we can learn from this particular incident, or this particular pastime of Srivas Thakur. And then there is another one more pastimes about Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So Lord Nityanand Prabhu, after visiting Mayapur, and he met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what he did, he started staying in to Srivas Thakur, and he used to treat Malini Devi, his own mother. And Malini Devi used to feed Nityanand Prabhu with his own hands. Okay, so and so one day what happened, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, okay, because Nityanand Prabhu was known into the devotee circle as a avadut, okay, who used to behave very weird. And then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was saying that you should throw this Nityanand Prabhu out of your house, and he will bring defamy to you, and it will create a family reputation problem in your family. So then Srivas Thakur, after hearing all these things, he said, even if Nityanand Prabhu might be a meat eater, he might be a drunkard, or it might create because of his association, I might leave my wealth, my family reputation. But I can just tell you one thing, that whatever happen in my life, I will never leave your lotus feet and Nityanand Prabhu's lotus feet. And hearing this, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so happy that you have really understood my most confidential associate's truth. So he said, so I give you a blessing that even in your house, if you have dogs and cats, they can also attain shelter of my devotional services. And with this, we can see that if we just, because the dogs and cats who are just residing in the house of Srivas Thakur, they just, because of this particular attitude and the devotion of Srivas Thakur, they can also attain the devotional service to Sri Krishna. Then what we can understand, that if we just please Srivas Thakur, then automatically we will very easily attain the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga and Nityanand Prabhu. So, and then there was another pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srivas Thakur, where because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to do the public Sankirtan also, and in the night he used to do Sankirtan with his very close intimate associates at the Srivas Thakur's house. So during those night kirtans, apart from the very close associate, no one was allowed. So Srivas Thakur used to close the door of his house, and but because of this particular act, some people used to get angry and they used to had an envy towards Srivas Thakur. So, and they were non-believers, and they are called as like pashandis. And they, so what they do, they want to plot a plan towards against Srivas Thakur. And they said, how can we bring disfamy to Srivas Thakur? So what they did, there was a leader of those non-believers was Gopala Chapala. So what he did, he just collected all the paraphernalia items of worship of goddess Bhavani. And we know that in worship of Bhavani, people slaughter them, they slaughter the animals, and then they put wine and all those alcoholic drinks, and they offer to Mother Durga. So what this person did, he collected all the paraphernalia which is used for the Durga's worship, and then he put all those non-veg and other things, the wine in front of the house of Srivas Thakur. And we know that for a Vaishnava, these all alcohol and eating is quite offensive. So he want to just show to the public that he is not following a Vaishnava culture. He is literally, he is a Durga's follower, and they, in the night when they close the door, they eat meat and they drink wine. So that was his intention. So when in the morning, when Srivas Thakur, he opened the door and he saw all the paraphernalia. So he is very humble and very merciful. He did not get agitated. And then just he said, okay, if you want me to speak and just mention that, yeah, I'm the follower of Durga. He called the respectable nearby people and he said, yes, I'm a follower of Durga. And in the night, I do the worship of Bhavani. Now whatever you want to understand with this particular incident, you can understand, and I don't have any problem with all this, your understanding. So what happened, but because Srivas Thakur did not take it any offense, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was like, he could not tolerate this thing. And then within some days, this Gopala Chapala was afflicted with a leprosy. And then he had so much bodily pain, and the blood was oozing out of the sore, and he was going through so much of suffering situation. So with this, what Lord Chaitanya want to Krishna want to manifest, or he want to describe, that he want to protect his devotee, and he will not leave the people who are offending his devotee. So in this particular incident, he have protected his devotee, and simultaneously he have given a punishment to Gopala Chapala. With this, he want to help that offender to get purified, and so that that person can realize his mistake and can take up to the spiritual life. So then Gopala Chapala was going through so much difficulty. So what he did, one day when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was passing by from that area, and then he asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you are an incarnation of Lord Krishna himself, and could you please help me to get rid of this particular problem. So with this, one thing is clear, that he was a non-believer. He was no, he was having an envy toward devotee, but at least he could understand the position of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is one thing, that the positive point about him, that he could understand the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's position, and he approached with that particular mood, that please help me to come out of this particular disease, and I'm going through so much of suffering. But that moment, he was just looking to get rid of that particular problem. So but then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that you have offended my great devotee, and because of this particular offense, with this particular germs, or this particular the disease which you are going through, you will go through millions of life, and I will not forgive you for that. But then slowly and slowly, because of his submissive nature, and he could understand the position, and he got realization, then he approached Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being a Paramatma, could understand the heart of this Gopala Chapala. And then he said, okay, now I will forgive you, but for that you need to go to, and he instruct actually Gopal Chapala that you should go to my devotee, Srivas Thakur, and ask for forgiveness from him. And if he forgive you, then only all your suffering and all your the sinful activity will get rid of, you will be get rid of those sinful activities. So then with Gopala Chapla, with humble heart, he approached Srivas Thakur. And we know that Srivas Thakur is such a humble and very kind person, that when he then Gopala Chapla approached Srivas Thakur, he very easily forgiven him. And then he said, then immediately Gopala Chapla could able to get rid of those disease, and his heart got purified because of this particular submissive and behavior towards the Srivas Thakur. And with this particular thing, we can understand that Vaishnava aparad, even the Vaishnava might not take it as an aparad, but Krishna take it this as an aparad, and he will not leave you, and he will put us through difficult situation, and until and unless we will approach that person, approach the devotee, go and ask for forgiveness from that person, Krishna will not leave that person. So in this particular incident, so what we can understand that whenever we find that we have offended some devotee, without delaying anything, we should approach the devotee, fall at the feet of the devotee, and ask that please forgive me. Because this particular if we offend Vaishnava, there is no hope that we will progress in our spiritual life, and we will degrade in our spiritual life, and even Krishna cannot help in that situation. We can understand from the pastimes of this Durvasa Muni and Ambarish Maharaj. So in that case also, when Durvasa Muni have offended Ambarish Maharaj, so Ambarish Maharaj would not have taken even offense, but Krishna could not tolerate that. He just lifted his Sudarshan Chakra and just throw towards Durvasa Muni. And Durvasa Muni have gone to Brahmaji, please protect me. Brahma said, no, I cannot help. Then he went to Shiva. Shiva said, no, I cannot help. Indra said, no, I cannot help. You have offended a devotee of Shri Krishna. So when he finally reached to Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu said, even I cannot help, because if anybody offend towards my devotee, that only hope for that person is to go and fall at the feet of the devotee. If the devotee forgive you, then I will be able to forgive you. So then immediately Durvasa Muni went he went and he fall at the feet of Ambarish Maharaj. And then Ambarish Maharaj, because he was quite humble, and he just said, no, you did not do any offense, I only did an offense. And then the Sudarshan Chakra was taken away by Lord Krishna. So and even when we hear that even our 10 offenses also, this is a very big offense. If we do this Vaishnava aparad, there is no hope there will progress in our spiritual life. There is no hope that we will go ahead in our life, and we will just struggle in this material world. So one more thing, what we can understand from one of the pastime of Srivas Thakur was, there was a brahmachari who was staying near to Srivas Thakur's house, and he used to come to Srivas Thakur house, and he used to keep telling Srivas Thakur that I am very fallen, and I don't have any eligibility, but I am doing some great tapasya for many years. I am only drinking milk. So if you allow me, and if you help me, I want to see the beautiful dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Srivas Thakur used to tell that not possible, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only allowed those people who are his intimate associate. But then this particular brahmachari know that if I can win the heart of the devotee, then the devotee being a very dear to the Lord, then because of his mercy, he might get the darshan of that darshan of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his dance, darshan of his dance. So he used to come every day. He used to ask every day, please allow me, please allow me, please allow me. So, but because Srivas Thakur is very simple at heart, so then he said, because that person was approaching every day, so out of his Srivas Thakur got attracted to his humility, and then he said, okay, let me see what can I do. So then one day he said, okay, you do one thing. I cannot take you just like that. You should just need to hide, and from there only you need to watch the dance. So then this brahmachari said, oh, that's fine, I'm okay with that. So then Srivas Thakur, what he did, he took him inside, he hide him in a one place, and then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered into the house, and then in the night they started doing the kirtan, and then Lord Chaitanya started dancing. But in some time only, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I'm not finding any ecstasy. I'm finding that there is someone in the house. Then some devotee said, no one is there in the house. Then again Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started dancing. Then again after some time he said, no, I'm not, I'm not fine, I'm not getting that ecstasy, there is someone in the house. Then Srivas Thakur, he is very honest and very gentle in behavior. Then he said, oh Lord, there is no one, but there is no non-devotee. There is only a grossly material person is not there. But one brahmachari is there, and who does so much tapasya, who only drink milk, and like that he started telling. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, he became so angry that he said, bring that brahmachari out of this house. What he think of himself, that just doing the this austerity, just doing this, drinking this milk, he can able to have the darshan of the Lord? Not possible, throw him out of the house. Then that brahmachari was so fearful, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that if you don't bring him out, I will destroy whole universe. Then this brahmachari came out and he was so fearful, and then he just walked out of the house. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started explaining many things about that particular thing. He said, what, it's not about austerity, it's not about your charity, it's not about your external activity or tapasya that you can attract the attention of the Lord. What is important to attract the attention, or you will be able to see the Lord, is the devotion and the humble attitude and humble service attitude toward the Lord and towards his devotee. That's the only qualification is required. Then after speaking that, this brahmachari moved out of the house, and then he started walking. Then he started feeling so happy that, and he said, the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so merciful that he have chastised me, and it's it, out of his mercy he want to correct me, that this austerity is not the prerequisite for me to have the darshan of the Lord. And then with this particular, because even when normally also when someone senior devotee chastises us, so because of our this ignorant behavior, we start looking only at the external mood. We just don't even can't understand the internal intention of the person. We misunderstood them. But in this particular incident, what has happened, this brahmachari did not take it in a wrong intention. He said, it's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu want to teach me a lesson. And with this grateful and humble attitude, when he accepted this particular thing, the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this particular brahmachari, then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being a Paramatma, could understand that heart of that, the transformation in the heart of this brahmachari. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to Srivas Thakur, go and bring this brahmachari. And when Srivas Thakur went out and he called brahmachari that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is calling you. So he went inside, the brahmachari went inside, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, out of his great compassion, he just put his lotus feet at the head of, on the head of this brahmachari. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that from today onward, I give you the entry in my pastimes, in my kirtan. You can watch my dance, and you can be a part. You can associate with my devotees. So then he also want to correct him that, please get out of this particular mentality of that just doing austerity. You'll be able to achieve the Lord, and you'll be able to achieve devotion towards the Lord. Not possible. Just get rid of this mentality, and you'll be able to see the Lord face to face. So, and with this, and after this particular thing happened, then all the devotees who were there in the Srivas Angan, they all started feeling so happy about that brahmachari, that, oh, this brahmachari have got devotion toward the Lord. So with this particular incident, there are two lessons which we can learn. One thing is that with with our post, with our position, with our wealth, with our beauty, we cannot attract the Lord. what can attract the Lord is our simple heart, our humble attitude, our gratitude towards the devotees and Lord. And and these are the qualification, and when we have this attitude, then the devotion will attract the devotion toward the Lord will be there, and that will only attract Lord Krishna. So this is one thing that Krishna does not want all those things. Krishna just want the humble attitude and the love and devotion toward him. And the second thing what we can learn, that here in this particular pastimes, that one devotee always feel happy when the other devotee get the blessings and the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in our life also, we should also feel happy when one devotee got mercy, like from their spiritual master, they get initiated, they get lots of services, and they get the mercy of the Lord. So we should feel happy with this particular behavior of ours toward the other devotee. Krishna will be more pleased, and with this when he pleased, he will shower more mercy, and he will shower so much of services, and he will shower his own love towards us. So even there is a one related to the second thing which I have mentioned about, that how the devotees feel so much happy seeing the other devotee. So there is one connecting pastime also. So once what happened, that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Srivas Angan was giving so many wonderful attention toward all the devotees. And Srivas Thakur by nature he is very humble, and he always think of other people, always think of other fallen souls, and he has so much of compassion towards everyone. So then there was a one devotee by name Mukunda. So he was Lord was giving attention to everyone except Mukunda, and he was neglecting him, ignoring him. So then Srivas Thakur was out of compassion. He went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he asked, why you are not showing your mercy towards Mukunda? What has happened? What he have done? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that this Mukunda, he is a rascal, and he is not, he is an ignorant. Okay, what he does, he come and he worship me, and the second moment he will beat me with the stick on my head. So then he said he participate in the Nama Sankirtan, but what he does, he go after the Nama Sankirtan, he glorify enough the Lord, he will go and hear the Mayavad philosophy. So with this you can understand, after hearing Mayavad philosophy, he reject my personal form, and then he deny my personal form. So what type of devotee this Mukunda is? I don't want to accept him, and I don't want to see him also. Then then Srivas Thakur approached Mukunda, and Mukunda said, and he narrated the whole thing. Then Mukunda asked, can you go and ask Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, okay, I'm a rascal, but in how, after how many lifetime that I'll be able to see the Lord face to face? Then Srivas Thakur go back and he asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Mukunda is asking, after how many lifetimes I'll be able to see you, O Lord? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, after 10 million lifetimes only he'll be able to see me, not before. Then after hearing this, then Srivas Thakur goes back and he's explained to him that this is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke about you. Then this Mukunda, he became so ecstasy. He became so happy and he started dancing. He said, oh, Lord is so merciful that after 10 million birth of mine, he will show me, he will give me his he will show his form to me, and he will be able to come in front of me. Then he started dancing here, there, here, there. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, seeing the ecstasy of Mukunda, he became so happy that he said that please bring Mukunda. And then when Mukunda came to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, not after 10 million births, I want to, you can see me at this particular moment itself. So with this, what happened that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even given him a benediction because of his this mood, that even Lord is not ready to give darshan after so many lifetimes, also after millions of 10 millions of birth. He was not morosed. He still showed the hope. Okay, so with this, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I give you benediction that you will always see me. Whenever I incarnate, you will be there in all my pastimes. You will be singing and chanting about the holy name, and you will be dancing with me. So this particular the pastime of Mukunda, it shows that yeah, we are also, like, we have started following Krishna consciousness. We are doing things, but we might not feel any progress in our Krishna consciousness. We will not get the audience of the Lord. We might feel very morosed, very uh, uh, feel like, why Lord is not giving me an indication. So only thing with from this Mukunda we can understand that we should have the faith in the process of this Krishna consciousness, have faith in the devotees, and have faith in the previous acharya, that one day, just because of my own endeavor, with my desire to serve the Lord will be pleased, and he will give his audience to me. So this, but if we are not getting that reciprocation of the Lord, we should not get discouraged. We still continue that our services toward the Lord, and Lord will manifest his mercy either through his devotee, or either through the spiritual master, and either he himself show his mercy directly also. So there is one more about the association, that whoever associate with Srivas Thakur, that person will also get the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there was one a tailor, a Muslim tailor, so who used to stay near to the Srivas Angan, and he used to sew the garments for Srivas Thakur and his family. So one day, what happened? The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in the street and doing Harinam Sankirtan. So this particular person, after seeing the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's kirtan and dance, he felt so much ecstasy. Okay, so seeing the ecstasy of this particular Muslim tailor, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so pleased with his devotion that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed him his form. And looking, when he showed his form to this tailor started to shout. He said, "Dekhuni, dekhuni," means I have seen the Lord's form. And then he started dancing with this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then he became a very first class Vaishnava. So with this also we can understand that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not differentiate whether you are a Muslim, or you are a Chandala, or you are a dog eaters. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just see the devotion in your heart, and that's enough to attract the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And with this we can understand that this tailor was serving Srivas Thakur, who was a great devotee, and that also have helped him to attract the attention of the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And there was one more pastime of Srivas Thakur, where in the house of Srivas Thakur, whenever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to do the kirtan in the night, after the kirtan, devotees will become so exhausted, so they will go to the Ganges, and they used to go and take bath. So, but sometime what happened, the devotee want to do a abhishek to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with water. So that time, one of the maid servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what she used to do, she just go and bring the water from Mother Ganges, and she will come and give it to Srivas Thakur and all the other devotees. So only service is what she was doing is just going, picking the water from Ganges and giving it to the devotee. So she was just assisting the devotee, not directly participating into doing the abhishek. So and she was just doing all those services without any ulterior motives, without selfless service attitude. So one day what happened, then when she was doing all those services, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he recognized her, and then he asked Srivas Thakur, who is this lady? Then Srivas Thakur told that she is a maid servant and her name is Dukhi. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, stop calling her Dukhi. From today, her name is Sukhi. She is so much doing devotional service and she is so happy in doing this one. How can her name be a Dukhi? From today, her name will be Sukhi. So when this particular pastime of Supreme Personality of Godhead, it shows that when we do services to the Supreme Personality of Godhead without any motivation, the only thing, the mood, the intention is just to serve the Lord, then in that case, it's not necessary that you should see the Lord. Lord himself will be want to, Lord himself want to see you. So even Shri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also mentions that try to serve the Lord in such a way that Lord want to see and he want to take your audience. So so these are the some of the pastimes which I could hear, or I could read, and I could derive, I could derive some lessons which can help each of us to improve in our spiritual lives, have a better relation and good relationship among Vaishnavas. So for us, there is no hope apart from the Vaishnava service and having a friendship and a good relationship towards Vaishnavas. So with that, thank you so much. That's all I could speak. And please forgive me if I have spoke something out of my own realization. But I tried and I just put some endeavor from my side. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you. There's 15 minutes more to go. Anybody wants to ask any questions, particularly on this? Mataji, is anybody? Okay, Mataji, I want to ask this thing on humility. How exactly we could, get humility? Sometimes even doing devotional service makes us proud. If I'm a big donor, also if I give something, I feel proud. So this, how can we actually be humble? If you can give some tips to get the mercy, because your class was all on mercy and being humble.
Yes.
To get the mercy of the Lord. So exactly what is examples in a devotee's life of being humble? Can you give me some, enlighten us?
So Mataji, I'll try, but after my answer, maybe other devotee also can add,
yes,
because there are many of the senior devotees are there.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So Mataji, what is happened, like, because we know that, because the post position really make us proud that I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But what happened that while doing all those activity, actually we are not really getting the attention of the Lord. It's not really pleasing to the Lord. So how to develop that humble attitude is just we should hear such devotees like Srivas Thakur, and there are devotee like in Chaitanya Charitamrita there are many devotees, and we have like in Krishna Lila also there are many of the devotees. So when we hear about them, Mataji, when we read Srimad Bhagavatam, so, and we should associate with those devotees who have those humble attitude, because with our own endeavor we know that we will not be able to come out of this attitude, and all someone need to help us and guide us. So when we hear about this devotee, Mataji, more and more, then slowly we'll be able to develop those qualities of this devotee, and that will help us to come out of this proud and this proud nature, and that will help us to become humble, and that's how we'll be able to attract the attention of the Lord and his devotees. So even I'll just share one or two examples. So there was a devotee, Ghanshyam Babaji in Vrindavan. Okay, so he was like very simple at heart, and he has so much of devotion also. So what he used to do is like he used to worship what is that name of can anybody mention, if anybody know what is the name of the deities? uh,
Okay, Mataji, you go ahead.
Yeah, so there was he used to worship Gopijana Vallabha deity. So while and he was very simple at heart. So his only service was what he used to go to the Yamuna, fetch the water, and he was so old, Mataji, that he could not even walk also. So some of the devotee used to come to him and they used to tell that Babaji, should we help you? And then he used to cry, no, 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 this is the only service I have, and if you also take, how can I going to serve my Lord? So even he had such an exalted position. He used to manifest that he is a servant of everyone. So Mataji, just hearing about these devotees, serving this type of devotees, associating with a devotee who have such humble attitude, with that only, Mataji, will be able to develop that attitude, and will be able to come out of our the wealth, and that the proud and the beauty what we carry. So that's what I could, Mataji, say. Maybe other can also add, whoever like can have better